Hey Google, restart video.
Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby Dooby Doo, Scrappy Dappy Doo, Puppy Power, like and Shaggy too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast. It's coming at you right now.
Hey Google, stop. Hey everyone, this is the Sullivan Project podcast, and it's Harold here, and I got Chris here with me on the line. Hey Chris, what's up?
How much?
Me and Chris, we met way back in elementary. It was a long time ago. He's probably the oldest friend I have, so we actually have probably what combined 100 years worth of horror movies, right? 100 years worth of horror movies if you combine the ages over 100 years. Think about that, man. Not a lot of people can say that, so. But we're going to talk about some scary stuff. We got lots of knowledge, and whenever don't know something or I want stuff, there's little facts. Chris knows them, and I know stuff too, and it's just fun. Figuring out what other people know that you don't know, or what you know and you don't think you didn't think anybody else knew it. As far as like the listeners or watchers, they'll figure it out once they hear us talking, because we got these little things that appear in the back of a scene, you know what I mean? They're just little, like we were talking the other day about names of, like in the Halloween, like the names of stores and stuff that most people wouldn't know. But we're going to talk about, let me ask, hey Google, what time is it?
6:38.
Okay. That way we'll get, we got the Penguin game coming on here we're going to check out in a little while there. So what's your favorite horror franchise? Like, you know, just any horror franchise. I mean, was it 80 slasher? What is it? Who is it? Mine is Halloween. Or no, yeah, mine is Halloween. But my character, I remember I told you, was Jason. But what's your favorite franchise? Is it Elm Street? Is there any of those? Or is it a lesser known one? You know? Chris, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your who's your favorite horror franchise? Like, what is it?
Halloween.
Oh, it's Halloween too? Okay. And so is Michael your favorite character?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Michael and Jason.
Okay, yeah, same as me. Jason's my favorite character, but as far as the movie, Halloween 1, 78, and just...
Halloween 1's 1978. That's the best one there is.
Yeah, that's the year I was born, so... That's also the year, what else came out that year? Was it not Superman? Might have been Superman, one of the Supermans. I can't remember.
Was it Superman? I think it was Superman.
Yeah, the first one, the original, yeah. Because that was a good
It had to be.
The 80s, yeah. Late 80s, or late 70s, early 80s, right?
You got early 80s, you got Nightmare on Elm Street to come out in 1984.
Yep. Friday the 13th was 80.
Yeah.
What was Evil Dead? Was that 79, 80?
80.
80?
Wasn't Evil Dead 80? Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But they took them 2 or 3 years to make it, to finish it up, right?
Yeah.
Remember how they had to do all
publicity problems.
Yeah, and then they had to do all them extra scenes with people's backs and stuff because they didn't have the original crew because it was only like the three major, Raimi, Campbell, and one of the other actors, and when they had to go back to shoot the other scenes, they didn't have them, so they had to get stand-ins. They called them Shep from the Three Stooges. So they actually
Three Stooges. Everybody likes the Three Stooges. Yeah.
Well, you could tell that from the Evil Dead. Remember the slapstick, Army of Darkness with the.
Yeah, you can't forget Army of Darkness. Don't leave that out.
Yeah, they were fans of the Three Stooges. Those three guys, Raimi, Sam, Ted Raimi, and Bruce Campbell. They all grew up together. So the Evil Dead was like their first. I didn't see that till I was an adult. Evil Dead, and I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is creepy. You know what I mean? But so Michael Myers. So yeah, the first one in '78. Who was your favorite Michael? Like behind the mask? Did it matter to you which guy was Michael Myers?
Not really. Maybe Chris Duran was good too from H2O. I'm
Yeah.
friends with him.
You know about that movie, yeah, where they had like all them different masks because one was stolen. You know, one was the CGI mask in a couple scenes because they couldn't get him to look right.
Well, they had to do Roy Shatner's face,
Yeah, with
William
the
Shatner's face, in order to do the mask for the first one. So they
yeah
went with that.
after the first one. But I mean, on part six when they were or part seven when they were making it, someone actually stole one of the masks because they're worth money
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
and so they had to redo it. So there's actually like two or three different versions of the mask in that movie because one they had the CGI because they had a movie when they started off with, and then it got stolen, so they had to remake that. But then they had to match up the scenes, so it's weird. But I like that scene in that one H2O. You know, whenever she gets locked in and they come face to face on the glass, like the glass door.
yeah. They look at each other. Yeah,
Yeah, oh, classic. And she's walking around with that axe at the end, right? I mean, that's how they. How did they come back with Halloween Resurrection? What is that? Tell
well,
me.
yeah, she decapitates him, and then he comes back in the end,
Yeah,
and then
it
in
was.
Resurrection, gets his ass kicked by Buster Rhymes
I mean, I
the
don't
whole
mind
time.
that Tyra Banks, and he's going around dressed like Michael, pretending to. It's creepy, but did Michael Myers? He really thought ahead enough to crush that guy's lyric. He crushed the lyrics of the the ambulance guy, right? The ambulance driver. It was supposedly the ambulance driver wearing Michael Myers' mask. That's why he didn't talk. Remember, they showed him reaching out. There was a flashback, and they said it wasn't Michael Myers. It was actually the ambulance driver. I mean, that is so cheesy to me to come up with that idea.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah,
and then keep him on. She caught him on the roof. She got him on the roof, and then she fell for that old get closer to him trick, and then he got her finally. Well, and then now we're gonna have to remake it again a couple of years later. I liked H2O. Just end it there. I like Josh Hartnett in there. I like the beginning with Dr. Loomis. You know how they got.
LL Cool J.
Yeah. Oh, I like the LL Cool J. I always liked LL Cool J though. From his music to the TV, he was on TV shows. You know, he was just cool. But yeah, I like that. He was the the security guard at the school or whatever where they were living at. That was pretty cool. And you know, at the beginning, when it opens up, it's got the voiceover by Dr. Loomis, and they're showing all the pictures on the wall and newspapers. It's actually a voice actor. It's not Donald Pleasance because I thought that they cut out the original audios. But if you go and look at the credits, there's actually somebody who does the voice for and sounds just like Donald
Yeah,
Pleasance. Sounds pretty good. Because I was like, wait a minute, is this old recordings they didn't use? You know what I mean? Because sometimes they have that. And I actually did hear like 10 years ago online an interview of John Carpenter where he said there was so much footage left from the first Halloween movie that they don't have, like it's in a vault somewhere or it got lost. And he said if they could cut it together, they could make like a whole another movie and the fans would love to see it.
yeah. It's never seen footage of the whole thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole Halloween.
they had that in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. They had a whole bunch of unseen footage there
Uh,
too.
I loved all that stuff when they put that. There's other movies. I mean, they cut that stuff. You know what I mean? They put that back
They cut a
together.
lot out of Friday the 13th, the final chapter. You have to
Uh,
see it to believe it.
yeah, I did have them one DVDs where they have them side by side, right? And they show you what's extra cut out. One of the DVD releases, it was like a box set, so they show
Yeah,
you the extra 5 seconds or each scene. I mean, they cut out a lot of stuff each scene. I like part four. Which one was that? Oh, with Corey Feldman, of course. The original ending was going to have him put some kind of microwave on Jason's head or something. He was building a device, and that's how they were going to destroy Jason, was blowing up his head with something. Because it was supposed to be the final chapter, you know. And then they did that whole animatronic with the machete going through the head, you know, the eye and all that.
yeah. Well, they
Uh,
had to retake that a couple of times to make sure he slides down the machete, goes into
yeah.
the floor.
It looks okay, but I mean, like nowadays compared to what they can do on TV and in the movies. But I would rather have that old real effect. I mean, because it's right there. The blood's real, you know. I mean, it's not real blood, but it's really squirting. You know what I'm saying? With the computer, it just ain't the same. when they do that stuff now. You know, I liked My Bloody Valentine 3D though. That one was okay. Did you see
Yeah,
that
that
one?
one was okay.
And because I liked the added effects, like just the kills were decent. It wasn't overdone. You know what I mean? But now I don't know how they could do a Friday the 13th. Nobody does practical stuff anymore. Same with Nightmare on Elm Street. That last one had some CGI on his skin and stuff. The remake, you know. Uh,
Jackie Earl Haley.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it was shown through his cheek and stuff. He had CGI and stuff. You know, and Halloween. Yeah. So what's who was your favorite? Did you like other than Michael Myers? Is it Doctor Loomis or Tommy? Uh, Tom or was it Tommy Jarvis? No, not Tommy Jarvis. Tom. Oh man, what's his name?
There's so many that's hard to figure out now.
No, I mean Halloween. Who's your favorite other uh, character besides Michael and the main characters? You know what I mean? Tommy Doyle. That's what I meant. Tommy Doyle, Lindsay, or is it Jamie Lee or like who or Jamie Lee Curtis's character? Like who's your favorite out of them franchise there? Or you just like all of them?
Just like all of them, really.
In Halloween? Yeah, because I mean,
Now, the original Halloween, they did okay. When they redid it, Rob Zombie redid it.
yeah,
It was very more grotesque than the first one was.
yeah.
More blood, more language, more everything.
There wasn't no
But
blood. Yeah, the
they
first.
did another Comcast about them remaking a classic, and some people said it shouldn't have been done,
No, yeah,
but they went ahead and did it anyway, which is,
yeah,
you know, a lot
yeah.
of people didn't really shy away from the first movie.
No, well, they're going to, and just because they got to make money, and if they make another movie that has nothing to do with it, and call it Halloween, then it's going to be, you know, there's going to be something to say about that. So it would take a long time, like 50 years, then they could bring out a Halloween, and people are like, okay, it's something different. But you have to make it Michael Myers because they learned from Halloween 3 with the Season of the Witch. If it's Halloween, it has to be Michael Myers, just like Friday the 13th has to be Jason. You know, part 1 with his mom and part 5 with Roy, they're good too. I like both of them. But everybody knows Jason, you know. So,
Yeah, part 5 when Roy did the killing, so it was better created.
yeah, I like that.
It was the way he killed those people was just
Brutal.
amazing because you
Yeah.
put Jason. Because you kept looking at Jason through the whole movie, and you wonder, is that the real Jason or not?
Or is it not? Yeah.
Because if
You
you
didn't know.
if you read the manuscript of it, they were always say, "You name it, Jason does it." I mean, they wanted everybody to think it was Jason, and then you're looking at
okay.
the movie, and it's not.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I know that the guy playing, was it Tom Morga? Tom Morga, right? Played Jason in The Mask in that one. It wasn't the guy that played Roy. Roy didn't, he wasn't behind the mask. It was Tom Morga. Or Morga?
Yeah, Dick Wien played Roy. Yeah.
And so Tom Morga played Jason, just Jason, the whole time. He didn't play Roy as Jason. He just played Jason. So, and that's what I liked. I mean, because it could be Jason or it could be Jason, just a Jason in spirit. You know what I mean? Just guys kind of like Jason. And I like the whole flare in the mouth and what was it, the twisting around the neck. There were some nice kills in that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The guy on the motorcycle gets his head chopped off.
Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
some original deal, and I like that guy with the mom, I don't know what you want to call it, hillbilly or you know, in the woods and eating the soup. Oh, mom, and she's called him stupid, and she's like, you ain't no good. Get them off my lawn. Having sex. She's talking about the when the teenagers break out or they go in there, they're on her property. You know, that lady with the
Yeah.
shotgun. Yeah, that lady's crazy, but they got some.
Carol Locatell, yeah, that was
Yeah.
her real name.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, see, you know her name. I know her from that. She's just one of them crazy, funny characters. But that's what that movie had. You know what I mean? And the guy that played Tommy what was his name? He was more serious.
John Shepard.
Yeah, John Shepard. But he could kick
And
butt.
then
Yeah,
Tom Matthews came out in part 6, and then
Yeah.
they dug him up, and then yeah.
yeah. Oh, I like that too. With Rorschach at the beginning. Remember from was that Welcome Back, Kotter? Or was it,
Yeah, Ron Palilio. Yeah.
that was hilarious. He just punches in and pulls his heart out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
He hits him in the back of the head with a shovel, and Jason shows no reaction at all. Doesn't even flinch.
he's like, I don't like the. He's like, this is a bad idea. He's like, okay, you see this body, you know what I mean? Tommy, he's like, oh, then Tommy starts having a flashback, and he's just stabbing. He's just stabbing. Of course, the lightning brings. It's like Frankenstein. The lightning brings Jason back. You know what I mean? Tommy messed up because he brought him back. Jason was dead. Jason
Yeah,
was
Jason.
dead.
Well, like the caretaker in the cemetery said, why'd they have to go to dig up Jason?
Yeah, I love that old
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, that guy's. He said
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
Yeah, he said, why do you have to go dig up old Jason? I love that because Tommy's like, I dug him up, and then they go back and look, and he's like, no, he just covered it right over. I like that, and I like the kill where doesn't he bend the sheriff in half?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, crack, crack! It's like,
Just like slams him in half, puts his hands on his shoulders and down.
Jesus, that was something.
Yeah.
They dug a hole in the ground and had him do that with a fake body behind him.
Yeah, well, they had a body behind him, yeah, so they could redo this. They had to shoot like with 3 different cameras because they had to go like 3 different positions to do that.
Same with in the bed in Freddy vs. Jason. Remember how he grabs the bed and folds it in half? There's no way. I don't think anybody could that strong could even do that. But he gets the guy in half with the beer in his hand or whatever. But you could tell that looks fake. He got rubber legs hanging out there. Yeah.
They had a pair of rubber legs and they had the rubber head as a body.
Yeah, and Freddy vs. Jason. Remember he grabs the bed both sides? Jason does, and he just folds the guy in half at the beginning of it. Yeah. When Trey, is that his name? Yeah, he's drinking beer. And Jason just grabs the bed and just folds it in half and backwards and just folds the kid up and on his back in half. And he's drinking the beer, and the girl finds all the blood and runs out. They all run out screaming. Yeah. I mean, it's some classic moments. They're not going to ever do anything like that again because they just don't have a sense of humor. They got too much money, so they don't think of how to do it with imagination, with low budgets, you know what I mean, to where it looks good without Hollywood stuff. You know what I mean? What about newest stuff? Well, there isn't really anything new. Saw the last 10, 15 years. What else is?
Well, yeah, look how many Saw movies they did, though.
Like 6 or 7 now, right? I haven't seen Spiral yet, or I haven't heard. Since I've been blind, I haven't checked out them. Have you seen Spiral? That's like the book.
Spiral?
Yeah, it's the Book of Saw or something it's called.
No, I haven't. Not that one, no.
Chris Rock was supposedly in it.
You have that?
No, it's not on demand yet, so I'm not paying for it. When it comes out, I'll listen to it for free. Like I caught the Candyman. The new Scream I couldn't do. I turned it off at the end. Couldn't even finish Scream 5 or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, the new Scream was okay. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first, but...
Well, what happened at the very end? Well, spoilers in case everybody's listening, because I didn't finish it till the end. So who ended up being the killer in the new Scream 5?
Oh, I don't remember the one girl and the one guy that were... I can't remember.
It was just people remaking it. There was nobody from the past or nothing, right?
No, there's nobody from the past. They should have just called it Scream 5.
Yeah, because
instead of...
It was the same thing as Scream 4, but it was Neve Campbell's niece, the girl, Sydney's niece, that was trying to rewrite it. What is the point?
Well, Amber Roberts was the killer in Scream 5.
Yeah, I like that one. I like, who was it?
Emma Roberts, that girl from...
Oh, okay. Oh, in Scream 4, you mean, yeah. What's her name's niece? Julia Roberts? Yeah. Yeah, Scream 5,
Yeah.
I don't really remember much about that. And, what time? Hey, Google, what time is it?
The time is 6:55.
Okay, we're going to be getting ready to get off here in 3 or 4 minutes here. Let's see, what about any odd? You ever seen Bubba Hotep?
What's that?
Bruce Campbell, Bubba Hotep.
No.
Where he's a mummy? There's a mummy in there, he plays Elvis?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
If you ever get a chance, there's some people don't know about Bruce Campbell other than Evil Dead, but there's a movie called Bubba Hotep where he plays Elvis Presley, and he's in an old folks home, right? He's like an old age Elvis, and there's a mummy that's stealing souls, and it's haunting this hotel, like this old folks home, right? And so he thinks he's the real Elvis, but what happened was he broke his hip and fell off stage, and he had signed a contract with this Elvis impersonator. So the impersonator is the one that died, and he's the real Elvis, right? So he's talking about, oh, I'm Elvis, and this was, but he can't do. He's an old folks home. He can't walk. He got a walker, and so he has to stand up against this funny stuff. And it's Bruce Campbell with Elvis accent, looks like old Elvis. And if you can, I mean, I recommend that. And then My Name is Bruce. You ever seen that one?
No.
Bruce Campbell plays himself. It's called My Name is Bruce. And these fans kidnap him because they think they can bring him back to their town where they unleashed this evil thing, and he's really going to save them. And he's living in a trailer, and he's like, my name is Bruce, you know. But they think it's really Bruce Campbell. It's funny. It's called My Name is Bruce. Those are a couple people don't know about Bruce Campbell.
I didn't know about it till you just said.
Yeah. But he plays himself in every movie pretty much, you know what I mean? But it's funny. You can't get enough of Bruce Campbell. You know what I mean? He was also in Xena, right? Xena Princess Warrior, the TV show, years ago. And then he was in that Time Cop I mentioned to you. You said you hadn't seen it, but there was a show called Time Cop that was taken from the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. So Bruce Campbell, he's been in a few TV shows, usually just small spots, you know. But, well, it was good talking to you about the horror movies and the scary stuff.
Yeah, glad we got a chance to do that.
We'll do some other stuff, too, because you know a lot about other movies. It's not just scary, but this right here is enough knowledge for a lot of people. And we're going to go check out the Penguin game. And I just want to tell people to remember to be the light. And love is a choice, and so is the hate. And we're going to sign off here. Let me get to the camera here.
All right, you sign it off?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it off here. But you can go if you want to get ready to watch the game, man. I'll give you a call here in a couple of minutes. Or you can call me.
Yeah, Christmas is coming.
Yeah, so give me